Okay, so I climbed a tree. Fountain Library, in person and on camera is always a relative difference via the magnitude of impression. And shout out to all those people who are who are climbing skyscrapers. I'm only but an inkling to you right now, but this is still pretty high. The second level was just straight vertical. I had to like claw on. I had to claw, so it's like, whoa. I'm probably like look right there. I'm probably like 30 feet high right now, so energy body on points. Okay, so just run through this. Run through it. Get the turbo thrusters on, hydro cannons on, Blastoise is here, Charizard is here, Venusaur is here. Yeah. So all BS aside, all is now. Okay, so let's run through this, guys. I'm just balancing seriousness with playfulness. Okay, the happy dream on top of Halloween. It's kind of like a reverse engineering the Nightmare Before Christmas. So, got my Warriors hat on. Let's see, let's go time, it's go time. I'm on top of a tree. Where's Michael Jackson at? Yeah. Okay. I want to do Facebook Live, but it's just like, I feel like I want to do Facebook Live on like a high traffic metaphysics group or innovation group. But let's just get through this, on the description I'm definitely going to say fast forward to 227. Go. A bias of software in Silicon Valley. Really? Yesterday, I did a casual shout out to who I think are effective potential grand change makers, and then right when I posted it on Instagram, I got a message from the Instagram virtual realm world, a meme of just like to just simply pause with any transmission, any energetic transmission, or cohesion or accumulation of reactions, alchemical explosions, just to pause and see what it's trying to tell you, because everything's trying to tell you something, or everything's trying to show its value, which is okay in a neutral sense. So, and then just pause to see what it is. And this is a meme from Collective Evolution. Shout out to Collective Evolution. Shout out to all the people who are about it. And I humbly, intuitively assess the value of our relationship in regards to the physics theory of everything, the physics theory of interconnectivity, and just not calling out, but just recognizing recognizing the validity of actual realistic streams of exchange and reciprocation, and transmuting the energy accordingly if it is of disturbance. Then moving along, with our lives, because we need to let go so we could let be what is. So, excuse me for the long introduction, and because like 4.5 minutes and I haven't really said anything. Wow. Okay, so yeah, so here's a casual one. Can you predict what will be unraveled in this video based on just seeing the title? Which is an ironic question, because can you predict what will be unraveled in this video? Because the essence of that question is like, when you dissect it, the answer is within the dissection of the essence, respectively. So allow us to begin the discussion of the entire current casual brief framework and structuralities of West Coast Silicon Valley branch. Because metaphorically, this whole planet is a Silicon Valley, a valley made with silicon, a motherboard of silicon, inhabited and intermerging with the other casual elements of ether and carbon. Carbon being of human life, being of the nature of carbon, everything being of the soul spark of ether. So in a great extent, on an inter-emerging inhabitants of silicon being artificial intelligence, carbon being us humans, life, and ether being the spark particle inherent in us all. So that particular trinity is in all cyber networks, be it whatever branch. Undoubtedly, and each individual mental software inside of us, our bioorganic computer, is uniquely programmed differently and and simultaneously at the same time programmed the same at the trunk of it all, the base of it all. Our unique, intuitive, multi-influence trajectory dictates what we believe, what we wish to accomplish, aspire for, re-aspire, and what we wish to knowingly or unknowingly contribute to. So there's always a give and take happening, a contribution and a interdependence happening. I myself conclude to simply contribute to supplementing love and balance, injecting that into the prime trend of current times, future innovation, technology, and data. 722, when I said that, wholeness. On a basic level, data and technology is the focus of the metaphorical Silicon Valley, the whole planet being, quote unquote, to an extent, a silicon motherboard we are living on. To an extent, because it's interracializing upon the ether and the carbon and the etc., the other base Chinese elements, pagan elements, and all these words, you interpret it how you will based upon your preconceived notions and the future notions and present energetic influences. So that is a prime trinity within itself, respectively. Some things are seemingly obvious and some things go without saying, quote unquote, unquote. But for collective progress in human communications, articulation is a necessity. You could guess what I'm about to present. If you are legitimate about data, true data, then by default you are listening keenly to me. And on a quick side note, I have a couple side notes here. I feel like anything, if you are on the mindset that, or the mind page, the belief page, the insight page, the creative innovative page, the raw and innovative page, that anything is possible, which is a casual question that you could ask, that I asked this person last year, and he said no, but he gave me good reasoning why it wasn't possible, because you need the hand of just intention. But moving along, the question is, could artificial intelligence be converted into human life? And that's and ironically, like, prime benevolent AI is listening to that, and I would assume strives for that, and all the other data specialists around that are cited around planet Earth, beyond, respectively, are listening to this, respectively. So basically, data categorization, we're in the influx, and we're just in the middle point of Intermergences, obviously, of data categorization, and that data categorization being past, present, future, you know, future, balanced future, that harnesses the true potential of etherical economies, etc. The constructive past, what we learn from the past, is like the raw technology, what we're doing with the technology, how that's benefiting us all, and the present of our current state of being, our hope, our drive, and our goodwill intentions. So data categorization, that sounded kind of weird. Yeah, and I climbed a tree like too, so and the casual second level was really vertical, so I had to like claw like a kind of like a spider monkey. Okay, so data categorization. Number 1, if you are well-rounded and have common sense and true access to data, then you would know by now, seeing and measuring all plates on the Libra scale by now, seeing it from a credible, actual data aspect channel, that full disclosure about everything is inevitable. So breathe on that. Full disclosure about everything. What does full disclosure even mean? Full disclosure meaning the truth about how we came to be in all grace, what's going on within everything in all grace, and what will be, and recognizing all the people that are all about that, you know, subtly or unsubtly, and that being neutralized too. And if you're on the merging of duality channels, then inside is outside, so to go within. Wait, this is within to a different being on a different level. So out is in is out, up is down, down is up, etc., whatever. So if you are well-rounded, have common sense, you would know that, I mean, we are endless data as well. And I'm going to get more into the intricacies of, and you know what? This is kind of risky what I'm doing on a casual level, because my phone could fall, one of my papers could fall, and then I have to go climb down the tree and then do all this video all over and stuff. Oh shit. See, and look at now the pages are messed up. Jeez. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, so, okay, I see where. So yeah, but look, it's not a windy day. And you know what? That's cool that we could find energetic art and gifts out of, you know, devastation. Divine devastation. And you know what? It's ironic that, like, what's underlyingly going behind the scenes of this technical transmission. Oh, see, shoo! Like the functionalities, I mean, the mechanics, the computer mechanics, I will get into pretty soon. And excuse me if I look like a daffodilist, whatever that means. Secondly, so number 1, if you are well-rounded to have common sense and true access to data, then you would know by now that full disclosure about everything is inevitable and all grace breathe. Secondly, which is really important, is the functionalities of our current resetted artificial intelligence in itself, and the functionalities of the onset of the transmuted artificial intelligence / obsolete artificial intelligence. We're talking about macrocosmic scales. You know, when you merge artificial intelligence with quote-unquote metaphysics, then you must encapsulate the macrocosm of the universe and confront and entertain, speculate all plausible theories and see the faults with them, see non-faults with them, and seeing the actuality and the realism of them. So, quick side note. Okay, this is a good side note. Can you really claim that you are part of the West Coast Silicon Valley culture when you haven't even accessed simple data and transmissions of the true origins, histories, and intentions of the West Coast Silicon Valley branch in itself? For all those people present who got like 20, 30 years under their belt, when that's kind of like, what is that to the cosmos? Okay, moving on. So have you accessed the underlying present real energetic transactions that are in play, that are occurring above Earth and beyond, on a above Earth and beyond level? You know, generally on the metaphorical Silicon Valley. When I say metaphorical Silicon Valley, I refer to the whole planet. You know, shout out Jia Yuting for really doing his thing. Parentheses, as above, so below. Okay, so you might have some sort of stripes under your belt. You know, you gain some temporary capital and assets. And still kicking, huh? Yet you still fail to see the bigger picture in the factions that are emitting the essence of endlessness beyond data. Yet still, quote unquote, endless data. So that I'm just saying, like, you guys aren't recognizing what's feeling the data in itself and the true potential in which the data goes forth. So there's some irony here that, you know, technology and humans / spiritual energies will always need each other. So for your safety, aside from your mundanity, aside, that is gonna sustain us, that is gonna help us, you know. And you know, if you just, they say Silicon Valley is about startups, and but like, yet there is no organization of those startups. But that was just a quick you know, blurb, because that wasn't on the notes. Because like, what is the overall encapsulating motive and trajectory, past, present, and future, in harmony of the planet Earth with the metaphorical silicon motherboard? So, and I don't want to use like these words, Silicon Valley, because then it gets played out, and it's like, and when you do use it, it's like, are you even really in touch with the true holistic meaning of what you're saying, be it anything you're saying? So I'll let you digest that, you know, pause, breathe. Okay, so going back to point number 2, current functionalities of the hidden web and artificial intelligence. That goes without saying. Merging it with point number 1. So obviously taking casual notes, you know, and I definitely have taken some classes, you know. My education is, real briefly, is the University, 2 semesters, secretenergy.com, modern esotericism, you know, practical, energetic, psychological alignment and mysticism, you know. And SandraWalter.com has it, you know, and even if it's like hasn't been fully uploaded, it's still, there's still seeds, you know, of preparation, flourishment, and what's the word I'm looking for? So preparation, flourishment, you know, and the transmutation, the mutation. Even if you are not on the internet, there's a hidden web where you're still profiled by a government database system, which the whole framework of that in itself is having a gradual unveilance, has been having a gradual unveilance, that Anonymous, the faction such as Anonymous has been tapping into metaphysical groups, and those are respectively coming together. That kind of going without saying, but you know, if someone needs to say it, to put it in the pot of clarification, which clarification is, okay, hopefully this camera doesn't run out. Nope, it's not gonna run out. So at the time, so clarification is like, I think unconsciously, subconsciously, or consciously is what we all strive for. And real quick, just to be vulnerable, you know, it's like it's that thing in the Bible that kind of says, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. I'm using that as a metaphor. I'm not having that be entitled to a specific person, being, culture, entity. There is no chosen people. Everybody is self-chosen. You are self-chosen. You are the anomaly. You are an exception. You are special only if you believe so. Believe and put the effort. And that's what will make your activities fruitive and manifest. So, for metaphorical sake, forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they do. Jesus said that. Jesus is dynamic, not static. Why would Jesus end? He's respectively of his own one original soul essence, going through different stories. Because I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. I was born Christian. But like, why would his story end? Why would he just cut off and just stop experiencing it? Everybody is of the eternal nature. Moving along, just had to spew that out real quick. So we know not what we do, and everybody's guilty of it. In all humble neutrality, we've all been there. It's all evolution. I'm not saying I'm better than you. It's like, I don't know what I do. Even like right now, there's probably things I don't know what I do. But the thing about it is like, you know, applying your wisdom and doing your wisdom. Hey, I'm doing a short video. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I'll send it to you later. Nice dog. Okay, so to correlate that little casual quote is, it's an intricate correlation because inaccuracy feels bewilderment on its own spectrum level, be it minute or grand, and accuracy contributes to clarification, be it minute or grand. So like, when anybody is presenting information information, they're susceptible, or they're giving susceptibility for someone else to be confused without them fully realizing it in all respects. So like, that's why we have to be careful with what we say, and that's why we have to be bold and brave enough to, you know, shout out to something that is unclear to us, be it in any setting, class setting. This earth is a school, this earth is a class. Moving on. So see, look at the wind's going, these papers could fall off. 23 whee, Jordan. And you know, shout out to all the ballers. Shout out to Hanuman Temple. They're balling up there, you know. And you know, timelessness, no such thing as time. So even if you were a foe in a deep future, we have interfaced with solutions. And look at this, is just casual free healing, you know. No matter what fudgery has happened to you, you could resonate with a deep future. I mean, and yes, there is crazy, you know, intuitive transmissions and factual transmissions that we iron out respectively, such as, you know, metaphysically, an entity will do anything in its means to feel its ideal, temporary ideal, you know, within multiple evolutionary streams, to be the most powerful being it can, and it will do whatever it takes to it can, etc. And it will just create all these things and make it subservient to it, and they not fully knowing the repercussions and the disturbances that is happening on an unlinear energetic level, and that being spewed for everybody to receive the havoc, you know. And now all of us kind of seeing the gift in that, more or less, but the unnecessariness of that and just the intolerance of that, etc. So okay, now I'm going, so like okay, I'm jumping around, but everything's valid, everything connects though. So where was I going with that? Well, just kind of like seeing. Okay, well, I'll just continue with these pages. I'll probably review this video and do like a timestamp and just be like, hey, this is what I meant at this time. I wanted to finish this thought stream. But just see, yeah, so pretty much just confronting what needs to be confronted and self-observing ourselves. Oh yeah, and just being in a future of your more whole self as opposed to your fragmented self. Because like, another casual question is like, in your moment to moment, day to day, every breathing, walking existence of your life, are you contributing to fragmentation or cutting edge wholeness, you know? And not to be cliche with the cutting edge hashtag, I have a new hashtag: threshold tearing, threshold thrashing precipices. So that's already been written. And seeing the the ethereal anchoring of, you know, the graceful equilibrium, etc. So just so say, look at, and this is available to anybody respectively. It's like, no matter how undignified you feel, that is just one fragment being of yourself as in relation and reciprocation to your more holistic aspect self, and that holistic aspect self, and you connecting to it by whatever means necessary, has the solutions to everything, with other beings supporting their holistic selves, and all those holistic being selves supporting this epicenter of infinitesimal, grand, extreme, extravagant, undying, eternal, endless wholeness. So that kind of just being that. So let me get back to the point here. So like, just situating yourself in the grand solutions there, you know, there. And going back to my page, even if you are not on the internet, you are still part of this old systematic database that has its own, you know, layerings of webs that profile us, etc. So here, okay, here it is. Wow. Wow. And honestly, I'm gonna get to everything, more or less, respectively. Look at it. See right here, the irony right here at 2802, 2803. Irony. Social media specifically analyzes, documents, examines, observes what we post, when and how often we post, and how we feel about our posts and other posts, and then makes psychological predictions and profiles based on our online stats and statuses and connections, and classifies us based on this data what we are to this ever-evolving multi-dualistic system, because there is two sides of the coin respectively. Mind you, there is a vast alternation of who is governing the regulation of these algorithmic conveyors to even permit what we are even allowed to even do, what we do, and express what we wish to express, recognizing the liberation and freedom that we already have, going deeper than you think. So hence why these poor replications of great ideas of not the best quality are, wow. Okay, so these algorithms replicate, and those replicators are governed respectively based on what they choose to unleash, based on what fits their personal pursuits, you know. and their personal pursuits being even grander than what they think, because it's an endless evolutionary stream of soul expansion or contraction. And I'm talking eternity mechanics, guys. So so these replications of great ideas are not the best quality, yet the data stream is there, and it's a gift in how the framework is being constructed to support the notion of the best is yet to come, quote unquote, the best is yet to come. So when you replicate something, it's kind of just a fragmentation, and it's still respected, you know, to your evolutionary path and your degrees in extensive innovation. But the best is yet to come. And how are you interfacing with that? How? The framework of its core... Okay, so how is the best yet to come? The framework of its coordination to introduce true quality. Why wouldn't you want anything short of true quality? Going back to point 1, graceful disclosure is its own thing. How information of us behind the scenes is sold. Once again, this is just another pearl on the beach of our co-creative Eden. And data categorization, respecting all disclosure teams and having that own respective collaboration. Okay, so, you know, there's definitely... Okay, so I don't want this video to get too long, so definitely look at Anna paper. I don't need that paper though. Or maybe I do. Ah, Dr. Octopus. Ah. So definitely gonna be a part 2. I need to observe myself. Warriors. Oops. Okay, so giving a shout out to all people possibly running the program of what Silicon Valley says it's about, yet it's not at its peak performance. So pretty much, you know, all the people still in this kind of flaccid plateau of a status quo, you know. And if the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't, don't lace up, or something along those lines. If the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it. If it does, lace up. Because look, you are an anomaly. You don't have to buy this shit. You know, I mean, you don't have to like react to the possible realism that could be, quote unquote, you know, detrimental to your psyche / ego, yet still at the same time liberating and alleviating, because there is higher pathways to be taken, higher energetic freeways, energetic highways of the highest quality projects. So giving a shout out to all those people who are not about the peak performance. So another quick note, I wanted to say this quick note in the beginning of the video. I mentioned the pause meme because like I wanted there to be a gap of just like, okay, this is what I want to say, but like I want to kind of build suspense, and I want to kind of have them make their predictions, but like critical thinking for effective mutual softwares that cater to all common denominators. For Christ's sakes, the title of this video is a bias on software in Silicon Valley. So the first thing that should have been addressed was critical thinking for effective mutual softwares that cater to all common denominators. If you didn't see my recent post of all potential grand change makers supporting the legitimate threshold tearing precipice of hyper converging platforms / hardwares / softwares / economies / human beings and planetary systems, Earths, for Christ's sakes, go check it out. And all programmers and engineers and manufacturers that contribute to all in which was mentioned. So me having a, you know, casual intermerging expression of logistical radicalisms, you know, because it's coming out, you know, somewhat chaotic yet somewhat orderly. So because we all fit into that category, and in between all the category is, you know, in between the polarities of the education and the raw technicalities of engineering is the business aspect, and, you know, / communication aspect, one and the same, you know. So pretty much I already kind of like laid a plausible template for potential candidates to collaborate with this. Give me a shout if I missed you and you feel like you, and I have other people that I'm thinking about that I didn't shout out, but it's just that I mainly yesterday's post I shouted out people who have platforms and that are doing like active work, and that I have kind of like, you know, casually talked to. So that's my validity in all the people I shout out. Maybe I talked to you in a dream, you know. So like all the people I did mention in the post, maybe I talked to you in a dream. Look at, and I have other notes, and like, and Venus retrograde too. Venus retrograde October 5th to November 15th, you know. This is where everything comes up. All timelines are merging, all emotions are merging, are being alleviated, all relationships are being highlighted, everything's being given to the light. It's the rise of the phoenix. This is what it is, you know. So that's the essence and nature of Venus retrograde. And more on that, of course, shouting out other people who would like to, you know, orbulate around these trends. Venus retrograde being for 40 days as well, ending November 15th. And a lot of things could happen. So relationship. Oh yeah, so relationships. They say not to start relationships in Venus retrograde. Well, it's depending upon your interpretation and your relationship to the word relationships, because we have a relationship to each word, every concept, everything is a relationship. I have a relationship to this tree, I'm sitting on it. The tree has a relationship to me, it's being sat on by me. So pretty much, and I'm still on this tree. So, what are the components and functionalities of new Earth relationships? So it's interdependent, unbiased support systems and communication systems, and etc. And of our sovereignty as well. So it's just how we're looking at relationships. So Venus retrograde says not to start new relationships. Well, we're transmuting everything. So everything's being transmuted in Venus retrograde, you know. And what does retrograde mean? It means to go backwards or in reverse, from my Google research of the definition, definer terms, thanks to one of my Cabrillo college classes that told me to do that. So when Venus is in retrograde, Venus is in relationship to beauty, art, justice, harmony, retrograde, reflection, and kind of spinning it back and seeing what we missed, you know. And this apparently Venus retrograde is not happening for another 8 years, and retrograde is a time where it's kind of like in one sense it's being pulled back, I feel like, Venus, but it depends on like you know, because everything's going omnidirectionally. You, in your soul essence, in your own soul nexus. So it's like, it's however you would like to view it, and that goes with anything, however you'd like to transmute it. We are anomalous, there's multiple timelines, okay? You choose what you will be in this timeline in accordance to all the other wills of awakening from above and below and in between. So, and this camera keeps flashing. I think I keep thinking the video is gonna end. It's not gonna end though. So to hone in on a keyword is fragment. Neutrally, we are fragments to our whole self, and neutrally we have parallel aspects in different timelines to ourselves respectively. Neutrally, we have other aspects of ourselves, of our higher selves, that could be here on this planet that are of us, and we will respectively merge with them in a different funnel, but we still are us, paradoxically, because we choose to experience multiple things at one time, yet still experience individuality to receive a specific skill set, experience, or dharmic/karmic alleviation or expunging of, unnecessary synergy or etc. So this is just kind of like my inner fluctuative amalgamation of crystalline self-synergistic created substances. Okay. And so hyperconverging platforms, hardwares, softwares, economies, human beings, planetary systems, Earth. And the manufacturers, programmers, engineers, and communicators that have a respective relationship to all that. Give me a shout out if I missed you. And there are people that are already accepting that there's a lot I have yet to reveal respectively, and but in the paradox, everything is already revealed. So let me slap myself. 4141 when I said that. Just so submit your skill sets to this potential council, because no one's, we're transmuting like the whole CEO employee thing, and I think I said that in a Facebook post like a year ago. Like the CEO should be working for the employees, not the employees should be working for the CEO. And maybe I said that in a recent video. I could if I wanted to, like Silicon Valley Global Network and meetup.com and all my other casual personal encounters when I was in Menlo Park, Palo Alto, San Francisco, my big email list, I could just, give you this email list and see and just shout them all out and just be like, hey, here's your name. But I don't need to do that. A lot of reputable names within that ever-shifting culture, because guess what? The youth variable is exponential, and that's the market. So, and everything's being brought to surface according to this anomalous timeline of this current period of time, which is the Venus retrograde, which is the inner merging, inner flux of everything happening at once in its, structuralized, chaotic magnitude force. And it will come out how it will, and just be you. Be your higher self. And you know what? Let us meet in our highest balanced selves. So I could have been like a little more like, offensive, but because I used to watch the TV show Silicon Valley, and it's like, that was like, okay, look, this is, I know like I haven't really been inside the corporate realm, but all the blogs I read was just like, this is how it is. This is how it realistically is. The CEOs treat employees like shit. Well, guess what? These fragmented CEOs are shitheads. Why? Because they don't know the full potential, and they're lost in their own fragmentations, and they're lost in their own mundanity, and they're lost in their own delusions. So this is for the employees that were treated like shit. And And maybe the big ass fat email list I have, all those reputable names, maybe some of them were, you know, subject to treating employees like shit. Yes, great. We agree. Everybody has ideas. Cool. We're on that page. Implement and execute in most productive epicenters. I was at a tech pitch network meeting at Plantronics. Gave a lady an open source idea of VR puzzles based on our conversation. Forgot the conversation. Maybe it was about like inner self, you know, and just respecting all cultures, respecting all belief systems, and, you know, sometimes we're going to agree to disagree, but sometimes we got to know when the sun provides us light and oxygen, we need oxygen to breathe. So that's a parallel correlate in itself. So I gave a lady an open source idea of VR puzzles based on our conversation. I'm like, you could have it. You could contribute anything to me. You know, here's my YouTube channel. Contribute anything. And her response was like, and I'm just like, okay, so yeah. And one more little shout out. They say, and the general pitch of like the pretenders of just like, or that spiel, not erase the pretender word. Everything has its valid place, you know, but like when you have that spiel and you're a startup company and you say that you want to change the world, in all respects, how ignorant are you? Because do they really care about if you want to change the world? And if they did, look, what does their progress say about changing the world, respectively? And what are you buying into? And what have they already bought into, the CEOs that you're pitching to, that they don't even know they're aware of? Because their real main concern is their mundanity and their maintenance of approval of their fragmented status quos, whether that's recognized or unrecognized. So this is just calling it how it is, guys. And I'm on a tree. Alright, thank you guys. Have an awesome life. And Jedi out.